Hi, my name is Winsley, and welcome to my 5 tips for playing with the Star Kings expansion and the Triceratops patch. I've spent the past few weeks poring over all the information that's been released through the dev diaries and the streams. And in the dev match, I asked a couple questions uh, and got a couple answers about some information that we hadn't gotten anywhere else. So I feel like even if you've watched all the other videos on Star Kings by creators like Enter Elysium, Party Elite, and Potato Make Whiskey, that there should be some good information in here for you. My tips are general, so it should apply to newer players and for returning players, for veteran players who understand the mechanics quite a lot. Um, in a couple days, I would like to put up a review of the content. I haven't actually had my hands on it until today, November 10th, so I'm going to spend a lot of today actually playing through it and breaking down things. But with that said, I think I actually understand a lot of what's here based on just watching other people play. Um, I've got some good videos examining it on my channel if you want to go back and check it out. We've had some pretty fun discussions on what the implications of certain things could mean, but I'm going to try and keep it short and relatively simple here. So without further ado, let's get into this first tip. Tip number 1 is to use a armor ball strategy by equipping the Oath of Loyalty mod on as many units as possible. It'll allow you to get a crazy amount of armor on some of your units. I mean, 8 armor and 5 shields is pretty good in terms of defenses for a unit, but surrounding him with other Oathbound units will allow you to get 6 on the ground, and then I believe 7 maybe more armor from the tiles above. Let's go into combat to actually test that out, see what happens. Chase them down, manual combat. If you have things that can spawn in units that keep their mods, then you can give yourself a couple armor balls. You won't even be limited to just like 1 or 2. That's just like a lot of armor. Let's see, this dude's got 8 armor because he's surrounded by some other dudes that have the oath thingy. If we come in here and like put you here, you here. Oh, you're flying. You're not floating. Yeah, you have to spend a turn running people towards each other. But the idea is that these dudes can come in here and deploy a malware daemon. It is a ranged arc attack. Oh, these are ground units. I thought they were flying. I'm sure there's flying summons that you can get. In fact, I think I have one in this army. Like, the heroes, they can summon in things, can't they? I got very lucky with my kleptomaniac draw. I was able to get, where are you? The repair one, which is flying. So yeah, if you get lucky with your drops, you can get these from kleptomaniac, but you can also get them from locations. You can clear them out from locations. So just imagine having all that stuff, and then this guy does get the Oath of Loyalty. Right now this dude's at 10 armor. If I move him away from that unit, I'll have to wait a turn to actually see what happens. I think it'll lose a little bit of armor. Don't kill it, I need to test something. So right now you're at 10 armor. I move you a little bit away, you're no longer adjacent. Oh, you're at 10 armor. Okay, so that's something that I hadn't actually tested. It was just a theory that that's how it worked, because that's how swarm shielding works, right? If you're adjacent in the air, swarm shielding applies. This is kind of like a way to get a bunch of swarm shielding, but swarm shielding can be countered by melee. Shields is bypassed by melee, whereas armor is bypassed by psionics, and by grouping your dudes up, you're opening yourself to a lot of psychic AoEs. There's that launcher. That one's a nasty one. But there's also things like I think the Tormented has some things like that. The Ego Launcher has an AoE psychic. It's just, there's a lot more ways to do psychic damage that hits multiple targets, like the Malictor. Basically keep that all in mind. So let's just auto this quickly. The AI, it won't take very long to crush this stack. Come on. You're gonna miss like that? Stop it. Just kill them. You're driving me crazy here. Alright, never mind. I'm gonna surrender. Because I don't care about this game, this stack. It's fine. We're going to do this quickly. So next tip is to pump out colonizers. If you pump out lots and lots of colonizers, which you can do at the very beginning of the game now, you should be able to get up to 4 stacks of units by turn 20 relatively consistently. Somebody messaged me about that last night because Empire mode came out yesterday. We were able to play the Empire mode and the new Triceratops pass yesterday. People already have had a little bit of time to play around with this. So if you take the thing that gives you an extra pop, you can make this on turn 1. If you get a food location, if you clear that out, you can get some food. Like, I think I have some cheats on here, so if I auto this, it'll just win. They give the 4 pops. Now you can make a colonizer. It is no longer locked behind this tech. It used to be you have to get this. Eventually you still want this technology to reinforce your colonies, the things that are further away from your capital. The capital should be okay for a little bit. You should be able to get back and defend it relatively easily, but the other little things will probably need defenses eventually. And yeah, I think we're ready to go on to the next tip, which is to try out the campaign. Try and complete that as soon as possible. It will make other empires that you create a lot more fun to play. I've got a little screenshot of what you see when you complete the thing. When you complete the campaign, I actually haven't gone through it myself. I didn't have time to do that. I used a console command to just complete all the maps, and it's saying that you basically get 5,000 Oathbound experience, 5,000 Celestian experience, and I believe you get access to a relic on top of that, because there was a old dev diary that showed that. I think that's here. It says, yeah, the Empire's Throne is a unique relic which you can get in your Empire mode, and if you complete the Oathbound campaign. So after completing that, I should be able to, go to a new campaign and use an extra fun thing. The relics let you bring more units. Like in here, if I go to my renown, I could bring this stuff because I did an Empire yesterday that gave me divine clusters. They can summon in units, so that would have been a decent one to just kind of grab for the Oath of Loyalty mod. They can, yeah, spawn invite vine sprouts, and then you put the Oath of Loyalty on them. It's pretty good. But yeah, we weren't talking about this. We were talking about what you get for completing the campaign. Actually, I haven't looked at the relic. I unlocked it, but I forgot to actually check it out and see what happens if you do that. If we go to create new empire, let's just go with something, confirm. And do we have the relic unlocked, the throne in here? I don't see it yet. It's what was it called? The Emperor's Throne? Campaign locked. Interesting. I guess we didn't do that, but yeah, I can give you those really nice Paragon units. The Elite Sniper, the Paragon Elite. Those are some things that you can get from an anomaly site, I think. So being able to get them consistently is pretty powerful. They're pretty high tier or high quality units for what they are. I might be able to pull up an elite unit if I just go in and continue this match really quickly. I'm going to start talking about tip number 4 very soon. Oops, this is something else. Don't worry about this. I can't skip it easily. Elite. It's a pretty map, isn't it? The Paragon Elites, they don't show up if I type this in. Interesting. Well, they're good units basically. The next thing I wanted to talk about was how you got first strike. I think that's something that a lot of people actually missed, is how important first strike is. It's the ability to, well, here, we'll just do it here, first strike. It allows you to attack before a unit attacks you. It triggers before they act, and if you've got something that like causes a stun, you can like stun them before they even attack you, making the units with first strike very, very powerful. You've got the aspirant, Oathbound aspirant, that has first strike, the tier 1 unit that's everywhere, and that means that they actually pair really, really well with the higher tier units. You can put them in front, they'll draw some fire, and the AI doesn't think about first strike as far as I'm aware, so it just kind of like eats those shots a little bit unnecessarily. It won't work quite as well in multiplayer. I think people will be able to counter it relatively well, but it makes it harder to engage units that are on low HP, especially if you're using melee units. There's the Echo Walker that has it, and heroes can have it, so it's quite nice for them. I wanted to show off that yes, if you're in the Warlord thing, you can give it a stun module, and that's quite nice. It's pretty good. I think that would be in here actually. My setup. Here we go. Did it get it? Is it going? That was weird. Oh, I pressed back. Oh, it's in, yeah, it's in here. It's so confusing. But I think, yeah, it's mostly because I'm new to it. Where do I go to load an empire? In here? Okay, there it is. I found it. And now I can go to load game again. Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is residential sectors. Yeah, this dude, he's got a stun module on him, which means his first strike is going to be very nice. Oh, right, we didn't actually put first strike on him yet. Where are you, first strike? You would be in here, wouldn't you? Yeah, first strike is level 4 thing. Don't have it yet. And then eventually you can get tireless. Boy, oh boy, I want you to have that, so we're just gonna have you. I want to show off what tireless says and does. Actually, wait, I can search that up here. Tireless. So tireless allowing you to do it multiple times in a turn, although never twice against the same target. So, you know, it's like an upgraded first strike. That's something that was in previous Age of Wonders games, but they just introduced to this one in this version of the game. Alright, residential sectors, what do they do? Residential sectors allow you to, here we go, get more resources out of bigger cities. Every person will make more resources on the jobs that you put them on. It also allows you to annex more sectors, so that you can have cities with more than 5 sectors. If you count this as 1 and I annexed that, that would be 2. You used to be limited to 4 additional things outside of the center hex, so 5. Now you can go up to 7, and when you do, you get access to some pretty nice bonuses outside of that just base boost to production. You get access to some racial buildings, which are unique to each of the guys. I think as these dudes, we got some chronicler job or something like that. We haven't made the building, so we'd have to do this archive thing. And when you have more residential exploitations, this can be upgraded to make it fine or immaculate. That actually takes production to do it. It's not automatic. But once you get this up to its max, you can get some really nice bonuses. I don't know what this would be called in the archives, so I can't really search all of them, but you want this basically. I think playing tall became a lot more viable with this edition, and I'm looking forward to doing Syndicate in one city again. I might try that in a multiplayer, just go really hardcore into one city and see what I can accomplish. Maybe even get some food things to make my city super big, super quick, and surprise some people. But yeah, that's all 5 of my tips. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe. We're gonna be doing a multiplayer here on Saturday, a bit of a knife fight on a small map with 8 players, for Oathbound, for non-Oathbound, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So far we have 5 players. If you're interested in that kind of thing, let me know in the comments below here or in the Discord channel. Hope to see you around. Have a good one.